Yo, what up? We're gonna definitely launch into some Top Shot score content today. I am behind the eight ball with respect to that. This is my live token, by the way. This is my big red number because, of course, we all have one at this point. Or, well, some of us have one. I do happen to know some people who are in the green still, which, wow, impressive. But we're gonna launch into some Top Shot score content today, specifically with respect to the new multiplier and how to work it. I did want to say a couple of things. I am behind the eight ball content wise. I do want to get to marketplace review again. It's been 4 months. I apologize. Well, technically two if you count all day. I do want to get back to some all day content. We will go back there to that space. There will be more on this. If there's any breaking news, I will get to that. There's a lot of things I wanted to do, and I haven't had a ton of time to do them, to be totally honest with you. So please bear with me on that. I want to start here for today. The new multiplier and what it means, how to use it, and what it's about. So I'm going to use my account as an example for natural reasons because I'm familiar with it. So let's go back here. So let's talk about, for those of you who are not totally up to date on all of the little minutia. So your Top Shot score, just for reference, is, you can see here, is based on either the purchase price or the prevailing average sale price at the time of acquisition, whichever is greater. Now, if you bought prior to May 11th, you'll see a little thing here. Furthermore, any moment acquired before May 11th, 2022 will use the, quote, historical average sale price as of May 11, 2022. So I bought this Tony Parker for $9 on May 10th. It is now worth $5, which, whatever, I can live with it. But the historical average sale price, I don't know exactly what the time frame is for the historical average sale price, is apparently $10.10. So, or 10.07 actually, if we're being precise. So there's an extra added value to moments purchased prior to May 11th? Prior to May 11th, 2022, because they're based on formulas I don't actually have access to. For example, I bought this Kawhi Leonard Vintage Vibes, right, for $275. Currently, it is, according to Live Token, it's worth $302. I've seen it as high as $325, which, I'm not going to complain about that. It's going to hold its value. I know it is. I bought it fairly low. And what's more, the historical average sale price is $421.72. So I get to take full advantage of that. Now, when does it become not worth it to keep this score? Well, presumably, whenever I could get more than $421.72 for it. Now, if I'm planning on finishing the Vintage Vibes set, which I am, then this is sort of moot. It doesn't really matter. But, I could, and we'll get to why you can use this now. If you plan on keeping a moment, you can use this score to get you more moments and more rewards. But yeah, for the purposes of Top Shot score, for optimizing your Top Shot score, this is what I have. It's let's say 1.3x, something like that. Well, not 1.3, 13x. Wait, is it 13? Would it be 13x? Obviously less than 20x. Something like 12 to 13x, right? So that's good because, as you can see, most of the moments that I bought after 511 are worth 10x, 10x, 10x. This, because it's a playoff moment, has a little more relevancy. Do I have my Monte Morris? See, here's a great example of a moment that was bought recently and sort of retains value, even though it's not worth much on the marketplace. Can I find it if I just look for Monte real quick? I didn't sell it, right? Nope, didn't sell it. So, I got this in a pack. So I got this in a pack prior to 511. It's worth $3 on the marketplace, but the Top Shot score is 98. So if you think about it, if you bought something right now, except for average sale price, if you bought something where the purchase price was going to be higher than the average sale price, or was going to be roughly equal, like for example, those Alonzo Mourning TSDs, had a TSS of 41, whereas the prevailing median sale price, I would say, was $4. So it's really just 10x. This is more than 3x. So, the more of these you have, the rarer they will be. Buying something on the marketplace will not pay off in Top Shot score, really, until Either the average sale price goes up, which you can't really predict. It could be based on challenges, could be based on flash challenges or staking or leaderboards or crafting or pack drops or anything like or airdrops or anything like that. So with the knowledge that you can't necessarily time that, you can now go back into your collection, assess each moment individually, and say, okay, where am I getting the best multipliers? And so normally in the old system, whereas I would be tempted to, so this would have been worth what, 2 collector score points, right? Because I don't have a full set. Now it's worth 98 Top Shot score. And now it's like, oh, I don't want to sell this. And this obviously makes it attractive for people to hold, which makes it attractive for people to not sell, which means there will be less moments for sale, which means there will be higher and higher prices that can be attained. So if number 3329 is on the marketplace at $3, that means that number 7961 could be on the marketplace at $2. But if enough of these are off the marketplace, then 7729 will probably get bought, and then it'll just be easier to climb into $3, $4, $5, $6, $7 eventually. We don't know when that's going to be. I'm not financial advice ever at all. But again, this is something where you can take advantage of this. Is this going to be lockable? We'll get into leaderboards in another video, but is this going to be lockable? I don't know. I don't know if there's a tier threshold you have to meet. I don't know if there's a score threshold you have to meet. I don't know if it can be any moment that you can lock. I mean, if I could lock this, I would, because, well, I don't know if these are going to be, see, we don't have all the details of Top Shot score yet, but see, I don't know if I'm going to need this. I don't think so after the playoffs, truth be told. So I'd be fine to lock this personally, but with $9.8, that's 98 is definitely something. 100 is probably something. I'm thinking in terms of even units personally, in terms of how to predict the value that you're going to need for leaderboards. But again, this in principle makes a lot of sense. Just like Landry Shamet 60K, the average sale price is $8 or something. And it's currently going for 2 or 3, which is a 4 times multiplier. It's about as good as anything you'll see. You know what I'm saying? So that's sort of here's my Russell Westbrook. I just bought this, 429. So, the best ways to take advantage of the multiplier are to look at what is better than 10x, because, so if there's, and also another way to look at this is if there's anything is in season. And when I say in season, I mean the set is currently being reflected in the game. Like, it's the 2022 NBA playoffs. We need 2022 NBA playoffs moments for a number of different challenges, including the Doris Burke mic drop and the conference finals challenges, and soon the finals regular flash challenge, which is not all that speedy, but hey, who cares? And I happened to see this was worth, this was going for 12, and I was like, okay, I know I need this because I'm trying to do the Warriors Mavs challenge. So, and I know it had gone for more. It had gone for 14, 15, but it had been dumped because it was no longer needed for one of the flash challenges. So I said, okay, let me pick this up at 12. And I think compared to average sale, so average sale had been $16.32. And then sure enough, it went back up to 15. So I knew based on, the average sale price is not only something to shoot for in terms of having that locked in as a score, but it's also something as a reference to tell you what people are going to try to get towards, because not only are people going to try to buy score, not only are people going to try to buy score, they're also going to, whether they realize it or not, inch their way up to the average sale price because they know they're getting more than a 10 times multiplier. So anything significantly below this is suddenly, something worth getting. Now, there's all sorts of, the market's not in a great place right now. I think anybody watching this who's on the platform knows that. But if you see something like this where, I see 2 Chris Pauls going for 40, right now you could probably get one for $41, right? And the average sale price is 112. Now, I don't know if, this is locked in as I bought it. This is not moving. Although Top Shot does say you're going to have the option to swap out your Top Shot score with whatever, or they're experimenting with ways to make your Top Shot score get adjusted to whatever the new average sale price is. They're going to be able to, I guess, let you take the higher of whatever. They're experimenting with ways to do that. In my case, knowing that this was a 3x or nearly 3x, 2.8 or 28x or nearly 30x, I knew that this is something I wanted to do. I knew that I'm generally looking for Suns moments above 1,000. I think those are going to be valuable going forward for leaderboards, which again we'll get to. And that is one of the most exciting parts of Top Shot Score is that if you, let's say, like, I know this Kevin Durant MSFE is going to go down, right? And this 2420 is not going to hold, but the score is. And so if I know I'm not using it for a while, or I'm very rarely going to be use it, I can lock this for a Kevin Durant leaderboard or a Nets leaderboard, and I can benefit from my overpay. See, it's not done after I get this Hero Ball challenge out of the way. In essence, I'm getting two high quality rewards for the price of one going rate, and I know it's going to go back down because look at the chart. Okay, so it was here once upon a time. It has slid. I would like to think that it'll come back to around here because not everyone's going to want to take a loss, but it could end up here. We know it could. There just aren't a ton of people doing Hero. That's the thing about Hero Ball, because there are so few completions. There also are so few sales after the fact. So the dumps aren't as and this is not a Hero Ball. It's just a Hero Ball level challenge. The dumps are not as severe. So because there are just less people who had to, even though this climbed a lot, it just means because there are fewer entries. So, and again, I don't know how many people bought this, but I imagine it's not going to fluctuate as wildly as some of the common challenges where you see, -9, -9, -5, -6, where some of my, my -11 on Anthony Edwards. I'm not getting out of that. And I have the Top Shot Score to just sit there. I mean, I don't know if I'm going to be able to use this comment moment as Top Shot Score. But I have it, so that's what I'm looking for from multipliers. I mean, in the past, when we had collector score, it was, for series 2 base set moments, it was 12. And if you had the full team, it went up to 18. And then if you had the series set S2, S3, S1, it multiplied by 1.5. And then that doubled, if you had the full team. Now, full team was obviously prohibitive because, you had to have something like this one. Here we are. Hi, Leandro. And obviously you've suffered something of a setback. I've got 17 grand and, you're not going anywhere. So this would be an obvious one to lock, which is great. I spent a lot of money on this and you're just sort of sitting there gathering dust. I haven't used you in a while. And now you're not even part of the full team. Should I be upset? Well, no, because there are different checklists. Do I have to tell you about this? We'll cover it in a second. I'm going to go over to the blog and we'll address that. But it's a 17,000. I mean, it's one of my highest Top Shot scores here. This is based on the average sale price at the time, and I only paid $1,200 for it. This is based on the average sale price of the time, and I got what would that be? About a 700 boost over the 10x. Something like that. So, I mean, when you get into, so the legendaries and the rares suddenly become more and more and more valuable. What was the average sale price on this LeBron? 956.73. I didn't take damages, wasn't, there wasn't it's not a massive fall. I mean, people have valued this pretty well. This, I knew this would hold its value because I knew that it's LeBron in a Cavs uniform and it's the reverse two-hander. So, it's gonna have value. A young LeBron. It's the LeBron James Cavs debut. So we know that you're not going to need LeBron in a Cavs uniform for a full team, which people should be happy about. Even the run it back people. I've got run it back. I've got this one from Series 1. I've got all of the 2005 06s, right? So people are already upset. I hate to say it, but conversely, you don't need the full team anymore. You don't have to worry about the Vince Carter All-Star Classics. You don't have to worry about the Alonzo Mourning All-Star Classics, right? I wanted it. I knew I had to have it, but you don't have to have it anymore to get into drops. See, and now because Top Shot Score is not just about drops, you don't have to worry about things like this anymore, and everyone who was upset about losing their Raptors full team, you didn't lose it. All the leaderboards are reset. So, I mean, the top, when we go here, right, these, which we relied on and we waited for, and we wanted, I know Just Gliding my heart goes out to you because you went into the spaces and you were kind of upset about how, these have been updated. I didn't even. Okay, so now I can just tell you what this is without having to go to the blog. So there's Series 3, own a moment of every non-historical Orlando Magic player in Series 3. Summer 21, same thing. Series 2, Series 1. The contemporary team, this should be team checklists, right? So that's a different it's a different concept, but it's you know what it is because it gives you a certain boost in the leaderboards. Automatic, I believe, from the start of the leaderboard, wherever that will be. Contemporary, own a moment of every non-historical Orlando Magic player across all series. And then all time, own a moment of every Orlando Magic player across all series. Non-historical. So this does not include the run-it-backs or the All-Star Classics, and this does. Which makes this, and so Just Gliding really, really, went to the wall on this, but iRacer's moments are clearly worth more per score, which, that's a shame. But there was nothing really lost or gained from this leaderboard. I know we chased it. I did. I was top 24 for a while on the Suns board, and now I'm 26 because the criteria changed on me. But nobody got rewarded for this anyway, and if nothing else, all of these are still in effect for me to be able to use going forward. So how come nobody has the Summer 21 Suns completion? I was wondering about this before. I don't know what happened. Very odd because I'm quite certain that I have all of the Suns from Summer 2021. Which one could I be missing? I don't know. If you want to comment and let me know in the chat, the comments. In the comments. I'm not a real YouTuber. I'm just messing around. You all know this. We don't fact check around here, to quote the great Jalen Rose and David Jacoby. So yeah, going back to my account here. Yeah, so these multipliers up here get to be kind of really, really valuable, and then you can sort of maneuver around this. So like I paid 68 for this DeAndre Ayton Top Shot debut. The average sale price is 135. It's the best price probably that anyone has paid for a DA debut. And so that's why I was like, yes. This 4 months ago was worth, people were paying 155 for this Russell Westbrook Series 1. I paid 25 for it. I don't regret it at all. The multiplier is good. I just wanted the moment. I mean, it's a Russell Westbrook moment. I mean, it's a dunk. I mean, you know how Russ gets down when he throws down. I mean, he just, it's as explosive as anything we've ever seen. I mean, I don't know a 6'3", 6'4" guy who gets up like he does, like in the history of the league. So shout out to Russ, man. Like you love him, you whatever him, he is what he is. He's not changing for anybody. I respect that in a way. I absolutely respect that. Just take me as I am. It's a beautiful thing in life and in basketball. So anyway, let's is it time to transit? So I have this stuff obviously for the All NBA Challenge. I think, personally I'm going for it because I think it's worthwhile to me. It's not for everybody, obviously. So that is kind of that. And so let's take a look at the actual marketplace now. And let's look at what we see. Oh, by the way, yes, obviously I've got to comment on this little thing here. Little editor's note should do the trick. So when we look at the marketplace now, right? That's D Miles, man. I like D Miles, man. I'm not gonna. So this is a 2x multiplier if you can get a $1 moment, which most of us can't. The last time I did, I maybe gotten 2 of these, right? But that's 2x. Most of these you're going to see are in some cases less than 10x. Probably not the right time to buy. Giannis Series 2, 5 to 455. Isaiah Jackson, 5 to 518. Most of these are not going to do a ton of good. In fact, the rares and the legendaries are where you see them. And it's just, you can consolidate now, and that's a beautiful thing. This Pascal Siakam, like this mint, we know this is a little mini marketplace review. This mint we know is low historically, compared to most of the other floor moments of sets, even compared to the 2021 NBA playoff set. So for this to go for $3 and this to go for $2, the average sale price is reflecting the fact that this is going to be more valuable for more reasons than this. Everything is sort of flat right now. The distribution of prices right now is so flat that anything basically above 7,000 mint or even 5,000 mint is. See, look at this. If you're a Kings fan, and so now instead of having 3x based on the full team, right? Now instead of having 3x based on having the DeMarcus Cousins run it back season 1 or series 1, you now have a 25. Is it 25? What do we think? Yeah, a 25x multiplier, which is equivalent to would have been 2.5x in the old system, right? For just Harrison Barnes. You don't need a DeMarcus Cousins to get this multiplier. You just get it. You buy Harrison Barnes at yours. Now, I don't need one. I'm not going to buy one right now. But you get what I'm saying. There's actually, you can get more value for less. And if you have Leandro Barbosa or DeMarcus Cousins or Sean Marion or Andrew Bogut or any of these guys, yes, the prices aren't reflecting what we want to see. But, and people, I bought this for $1,200. I sold it 1460 something long before the announcement came out about Top Shot Score. And yes, wow. Yeah, no, I've had little fantasies about going to get this one. This is obviously going to be an all-timer. Wow, this one has taken a significant hit. I don't know what's going on here. All of these have kind of taken a hit because of the mess up with the Run It Back Series 1 packs being on sale mistakenly with some of the code issue that happened maybe a month ago or something like that. Yeah, it's tragic. We don't love to see it. Obviously, I've taken a hit from it because I have a Barbosa. I can't do Steve Nash in a Lakers jersey. I'm a Suns fan. It breaks my heart. Oh, well. It's the nature of where Steve wanted to get traded, and that's just, that's just not great for me. But, yeah, so these guys still have value because when leaderboards are available, which will be somewhere here or here or here or something like that, you will get an automatic bonus for having one of these because you will have, there will only be 275. Again, there will only be 275 completions per team leaderboard. So only 275 people will ever have this bonus, ever, maximum, at a given time, So automatically you're putting yourself on a very productive track to be in the top 199. So let's, okay, yeah. So this is mostly about leaderboard, so I'm going to try and keep it there. But, I mean, Top Shot Score is I think that's the most exciting thing about it is the multiplier. So, where before, see, this is a 70%, a 1.7x multiplier to average sale price, which also means it's a 17x to Top Shot Score, 17x. So your Top Shot Score would be, if you bought for $1 right now, your Top Shot Score would be 176. 176, or would it be 17? Be 18. Be 18. It'd be 18. So I have another one of these and I need to sell it, but now it's not the right time because I paid too much for it. But my Top Shot Score for this second moment is 1485. So that's the amount of value if there's ever a Giannis or a Milwaukee leaderboard that I want to get into. Now, that of course is the tricky part is you no longer have access to the leaderboards just because it's your favorite team. You now can have access to any leaderboard for any team. Which is a little tricky because it makes things easier for the whales. I don't know exactly how that's going to go. But I do know that I just said, the run it backs, there are only going to be 275 of those. And, somebody like Also probably has the Suns. He does have the Suns all-time checklist, but he doesn't, there aren't too many of those, right? Everybody, Greek Freak doesn't have that, I don't think, some of the other super whales I remember. So, there are only 275 of those, regardless of whether you have the team. And if we go back to Live Token for a minute, we'll notice, using the Suns as an example. Wow, that's not what I wanted at all. Okay. Come on, focus. I know it's hot. It's balmy. It's okay. I don't know if my AC unit on, so whatever. But as you can see, in the top 100, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. So already in just the through from 50 to 100, that's 10% of the Barbosas that that people have and need to have. That's 10% in the leaderboard. So for me to say that the majority of the all-time checklists will be owned by people who aren't Suns fans. I can't even say that. I think that's a little misleading because the rest of these, there's at least 27 here. So that's already 20% of the all-time checklists. And if I went further down, I'm guessing I'd find a few more. Well, there's none in the bottom 100 here. So maybe it's just 50 or 60 among actual Suns fans. Still, that is a considerable portion. And okay, and this was the part I wanted to point to just as a preview of coming attractions, because this is not the full leaderboard video. There's more wrinkles on how people are going to be able to use it, on locking, on the oh, okay, yeah, I have to remember. There's more on general locking and strategy and things like that. So to be continued very much on the leaderboard front. But if we go down here, we have a little mock-up here. Can we just copy image address, and we'll do like this. As you can see, here's an early mock-up of the Knicks leaderboard concept. It'll say upcoming reward. You have to join, apparently. How do we join? We don't know that yet. But and these are not actual usernames. Apparently, these are sample usernames, right? So and I don't know if actual. So it seems as though there's a gold level in development, top 199. There's a silver level, top 1,999. Beyond that, I don't know. I don't know what that. I don't think bronze is going to get a hollow. I don't think that's where we're headed with this. I think this is obviously just a sample. But team stats, moments, leaderboard. Join the leaderboard by locking in. Okay, so there you go. By locking in Knicks moments. You have 12 eligible moments to use. So that'll be an option. And then over here, there's another version of this where it says you have the player leaderboard, and there will be a reward for LaMelo's leaderboard, LeBron's leaderboard, Steph's leaderboard. And this is really important for the NBA because they want to know who their top fans are. Adam Silver said this. So players over here, teams over here, you'll be able to select. And so, I do not think these are accurate. This is going to be accurate pricing, right? Because the Anthony Davis MSFE is worth $5, and they're all minted already. There's not going to be more Anthony Davis MSFE. So if you have one, don't worry about that. But there's going to be times at which there's a snapshot taken, I'm guessing, after a certain amount of time. And is that supposed to be Terrence Ross S1? It might be. If they have it in the vault, they could do something like that. For MSFE Series 3, they're not going to be able to do that because those are all minted to demand at the time. But you get the concept, right? So, and so if there's 199 people with, who get the gold reward seemingly. Okay, I don't know why that's okay. There you go. What happened here? Anything cool? Oh yeah, that's old. Yeah. So multiply. See, here's a good multiplier. Anything 2x, because the majority of things are going to be around 10x. So you can. Okay, so here's an interesting concept. You can. Okay, let me go back to live token here. We are already reverse engineering old scores from prior to 511, right? So this is something I hold on to until, the value is better than the top shot score. For me, that's one way to do it, because then you're not getting the multiplier anymore. So the multiplier is, and I probably should have started with this, the multiplier you're sort of applying in reverse. So for now, it's 1.2 or 13, 12 or 13x, but as the value of the moment goes up, the multiplier goes down. So in essence, so if my Monte Morris 2022 playoffs moment, seen here, if my Monte Morris 2022 playoff moment ever is worth $10, then I'm not getting a multiplier anymore for it, and there's no real reason to keep it for the score, because I know if it could go down, which I think in this case it could, because it's only worth $3 now, and that probably has something to do with a challenge, right? If it goes above this number and it's suddenly 9 or 8x or 9.6x, then it's below what marketplace value is, and so therefore it behooves me to get off of this, wait for it to, in my mind, I'm thinking, not financial advice ever, but collecting advice, because of the nature of post-challenge drops. If this ever goes up to 10 for a challenge, it'll go down afterwards, most likely. And then at which point it'll give you the multiplier, but then you can go apply that multiplier to something more valuable, because at the end of the day, we all have to, just in a general rule, we all have to, take profits at some point or another. So it's just sort of a general rule that we're all going to need to do that. I certainly do. I mean, if you look at my unrealized losses, I've got some work to do to chip away at this. I'm not satisfied with this, and everybody's going to want to do that at some point. It's just, it's the nature of collecting and investing and things like that. So yes, but so those are the two primary ways to look at multiplier. I would say are compared to current market value, retroactively as a historical average sale price, in which you are the beneficiary of previous market trends that still are giving you more value than what you would get from purchasing at the market, and then taking advantage of more scarce moments like this DeAndre Ayton Top Shot debut, where you're the beneficiary of not a lot of sales contributing to what in this case is about a 20x multiplier, which is better than most of the things on the marketplace. And if you're going for the leaderboards, things above a certain number that you expect, at least, we don't know at this point, but you expect at least to give you value for the leaderboards and climbing up faster. So, or if you think there's going to be, and I can't say, but if you think there's going to be a minimum score threshold for leaderboards, having this here to sort of assure that you believe that at least this will qualify, right, as a Series 1 Top Shot debut for a really good player, who I hope will be an all-star at some point, but honestly, I'm not even totally sure when that'll be. I think he's talented enough to do it, but I think he's going to be on the right team. So for a player of his caliber, this is already conservative based on the average sale price. So if anything happens that increases his value on the floor, this will only look better and better to the point where eventually maybe I'll get more value in dollars than I will in score, unless I lock this before any of that goes down, in which case, so then there's a strategy to locking. But in terms of score, you're looking at reverse multipliers, current multipliers, and scarcity multipliers. Those are the three different kinds of multipliers, and they all give you value without the Series 1 run it back sort of caveat of you need to invest in this. Now, people who already invested in this still have an advantage, and this is my summary here. People who already invested in it still have an advantage, but if you didn't, now good news, you don't have to. And you're still getting your multiplier. So the Raptors community, the Jurassic Pack, has to be overjoyed about this, because now they don't need to go back and get their full team that they lost. They now have enough checklists where they do not have to spend $10,000 on the Vince Carter mega dunk from 2000. So that's the basic point of multipliers. I know this was kind of longer than I really sort of wanted it to be, but those are all the ways you can use multiplier as we know it now. If there's more updates on this, I'll provide some more context and we'll try and get into it. But until then, let's see what score is going to provide for us, and let's try and stay optimistic, because there's a lot of exciting things on the way, and score will be one thing that you can now not only use to qualify for pack drops, but use to get actual value. So really exciting, and I would say, again, I still believe Top Shot Score is an upgrade, and one that's really important for new collectors and dedicated collectors for a bunch of upcoming reasons. So stay tuned on that, and more content to come. Have a good weekend.